Hello everyone and welcome. So today and in our continuing series in nervous system regulation, I want to present a three-pronged approach today to help really engage the senses to regulate the nervous system. And we're going to use a visualization, we're going to use a belly breath, and we're going to use a pranayama technique or an ocean breath technique with it. Now, I thought this was a good idea, especially since we're already in February. I mean, can you believe that we're already in February and that January has just, I don't know, sped by? And I don't know about you, but I have felt the energy is quite intense in January, with the transformational energies coming in, with rumors and not so much rumors of war, of the financial system, the economic situation, and just general stress and compression that I am feeling as time speeds on. And I thought that this would be a really good practice to include, as when we are in this, we can't really do much about the environment and what is going on in our greater environment. But we certainly can take control of our energetic system and help our nervous system regulate and go from the chaos to a place of stillness inside. And that is one of the main reasons I make these videos, to bring out very practical practices. And I had to stop because there was just the most beautiful butterfly coming into the garden. Now, the chaos really descended this morning when I tried to make the video. They were sweeping in the garden in the back. They were offloading materials. The helicopters were going on in the sky. The dogs were barking. And then I've got a school right across the road. And today they have a sports session and they're shouting and screaming. And so I thought it was just typical of what we are experiencing in this day and time and in this year, and it's going to get louder, that we can't always change our environment, but despite all of what is going on around us, we can start practices and take control of our own inner states. So if things start crashing here at the back, and if the horses, if the dogs are barking, or the gardener is sweeping, just see it as part of what is happening in the field around us, and let us just continue with our nervous system regulation. So we're going to start with the belly breath and then include the visualizations and the pranayama. But I want you to imagine yourself on a secluded beach, maybe Hawaii or Fiji, or just somewhere beautiful and exotic, and there's this secluded beach, like fanning out in a half circle, with palm trees at the back and going into a deeper forest with white sands, and then this aquamarine blue ocean and very gentle waves. So it's a very peaceful. They're the aeroplane. So the aeroplanes weren't going, and now they are. Anyway, so what you're going to imagine is that you yourself you find yourself just behind the breakers, and you can imagine yourself just in your energetic body, sitting behind the breakers, just noticing the ocean, the crashing of the waves as it goes out onto the beach, fanning out before the tide starts pulling it back, and just notice. Or you can imagine yourself sitting on a magic carpet, you know, the likes that you find in Aladdin, if that helps you. But you need a stable platform to observe from, just behind the breakers. So for a moment, just imagine you being there. You might hear the seagulls. You might feel the spray of the ocean on your face. See this beautiful water and feel the motion of the ocean as it crests into a wave, rolls out onto the beach, and then starts pulling back in. So with that visualization in the background, leave that for a moment and just focus on the breath. So just imagine, you can put your hand on your belly if you want to, as the breath comes in and the belly expands and deflates as the breath goes out. Let's expand the belly with the in-breath and deflate as it goes out. So here we're not forcing anything, we're just focusing on the breath coming in the belly and naturally just letting it go. And exhale. Just notice. Placing your awareness fully on the in-breath and out-breath. And feel yourself sinking deeper and deeper into the awareness of the breath. Belly rising and falling. And once you've got that established, you can start synchronizing your breath with the movement of the ocean. So you're sitting here behind the breakers on your beautiful magic carpet. And you can imagine that as the breath comes in the belly, it's synchronized with the waves or the pull of the tide coming in. The wave rising and cresting, and exhale. Fanning out on the beach. And so this is not a forced synchronization. It's more just a noticing. Because as you set your intention to synchronize your breath with this beautiful ocean waves, it will automatically happen. So breathe in with the tide. Notice the breath moving from the belly to the chest, to the lungs, and cresting with the waves out on the beach. Just follow your own breath as you listen to my further explanation. And keep it natural, not forced. Don't hold the breath. Just feel those undulations. Exhale onto the beach. Inhale as the tide pulls in. Use your imagination. You can almost see as the water goes onto the beach how it foams and how it spreads out in this beautiful fan on this white beach. And it pulls back into the belly, rising to the top and crashing. And then just notice as your exhale goes with the water onto the beach, just notice a slightly longer exhale. That the exhale is longer than the inhale. Follow the route of the wave in, up and around, and down back to the beach. Slightly longer exhale, and notice the pause as it ends on the beach. There's that slight pause before the tide pulls in. And as the breath comes up, there's a slight pause as it cools and crashes. And that is the full breath. Make sure that you don't hold the breath or that it becomes labored. And eventually it will be this beautiful, continuous motion. synchronized to your own cycle. With just a longer exhale. And if the visualization doesn't work for you, just focus on the breath. And release. Now the last practice that you can include here is called the Ujjayi breath, or the ocean breathing breath. And it actually tunes in so beautiful with the ocean and the sound of the ocean that can be so calming. And that is when you cause a slight constriction at the back of your throat. So as you breathe in, it makes the sound, but you don't constrict your breathing, just a slight constriction that you can hear your breath. So it would sound, if I exaggerate, like on the in-breath and on the out-breath. And you'll notice that it even sounds like the ocean. And once you continue this, you will find that as your nervous system regulates and you become calmer, that there's certain things that can happen. With the exhale, you might have this desire to have a longer exhale, and you could find that pause at the end, that you naturally want to pause for a couple of seconds, just naturally before the inhale. So the idea is not here to force anything, but to start seeing what this kind of breath does to your nervous system and to your breath cycle. And you will notice that pause at the top of the breath before the wave crests, and once the exhale has completed and before the inhale. There are those two beautiful pauses. Just notice it. And then when you feel complete, you can stop the closure of the throat. After that, you can let go of the visualization. And lastly, you can let go of focusing on the breath. I have found this practice incredibly soothing and really peaceful. And if you want to get into a state of clarity or really receiving messages from your higher self, or understanding what's going on in your inner landscape, just getting peacefulness and a sense of calm and coherence. And know that this is a powerful technique to take back your power and not be a victim of circumstance, not having the outside world having to influence how your inner being functions. So I hope you enjoy this visualization and the breath techniques. And it is my hope that it brings you closer to yourself in a state of harmony and coherence. And so we should share with one another all the techniques that we do have, how to navigate these tumultuous and transformative times that we are in. I personally am very excited about it. I feel that the energy of this year is going to bring a lot of opportunities, which I intend to maximize, but I would like to do it from a state of coherence, peace and clarity. And that is what I wish to you. So today I have linked in the description for you a beautiful piece of ocean music with the waves that you can use in this meditation if you like, and just to me, this whole technique was just again a realization of the power of nature to help us get in tune, to calm down, to help our nervous systems regulate, and to just ground. And from being in nature, and especially the ocean, how it can help us be in our bodies and navigate the world from a sense of peace and clarity. And that is what I wish for you today. And I'll see you soon. Have a great day.